The villagers said the old man froze in his sleep. Minokichi did not correct them. Some words were easier to carry when they were wrong. The storm began before sunset. Not suddenly. It gathered. Snow fell thicker with every step, softening the road, softening the sound of the world, until even their own footsteps felt distant. 2 woodcutters were caught in it, Minokichi, still young, and Mosaku, older, walking more slowly as the road rose. They had walked this road many times before. That evening, it felt different. The trees bent inward beneath the snow. Branches bowed low, narrowing the path, as if the forest were quietly closing behind them. Their footprints vanished almost as soon as they were made. What lay behind them did not remain. By the time they found shelter, the light was gone. The hut stood empty at the edge of the road. Rough boards, a low roof thick with snow, no fire, no sound inside. They shut the door and sat together on the floor, wrapped in straw cloaks, listening to the wind press against the walls. The door did not fit cleanly in its frame. Cold crept through the seams, thin and steady. Time loosened, then stretched. Cold crept upward from the floor, into their legs, into their hands. Minokichi flexed his fingers slowly, then stopped. For a long time, neither spoke. At last, Mosaku broke the silence. "If the storm worsens," he said, "we may not wake by morning." Minokichi said nothing. Snow slid against the hut. The wind did not howl, it whispered. The sound came and went, as if passing close, then withdrawing. Beneath the whispering, another sound began. Not loud, not clear. Something close. Then something else moved. Not outside, inside. Minokichi felt it before he heard it. The air shifted. The cold sharpened. The door slid open. A woman entered. She was tall and pale beyond nature. Her hair fell straight and black over robes as white as new snow. The wind did not stir her clothing. Her feet did not touch the floor. She crossed the hut without sound and stopped beside Mosaku. Minokichi tried to speak. Nothing came. The woman bent over the old man and breathed. White vapor poured from her lips, not like breath, but like smoke drawn slowly out of him. Mosaku shuddered once. Then he was still. The hut seemed smaller after that. The air did not move. The woman remained there, motionless, as if listening. Then she turned her head. Her eyes found Minokichi. Her gaze rested on him, heavy, unmoving. She drifted closer. "You are young," she said. Her voice was soft, like snow sliding from a roof. Minokichi's teeth trembled. "I could kill you," she said, "as I killed him." She leaned closer still. Frost gathered at the edges of her lips. "But I will spare you." Relief came too quickly. "On one condition." Minokichi nodded. "You will never speak of what you saw tonight. Not to anyone. Not ever." The cold deepened. "If you break this promise," she said, "I will know." The air shifted. She was gone. The door slid shut. The storm continued, unchanged. Minokichi did not sleep. All night the wind returned and withdrew. Snow slid from the roof in slow sheets. Dark pressed close to the walls, then eased back again. Minokichi lay awake, listening for a sound that did not come, and fearing the moment it might. When morning came, the snow lay deep and untouched. Mosaku's body was rigid and pale, his face frozen and still. The villagers said he had frozen in the night. Minokichi said nothing. Years passed. Minokichi grew older. He worked, he married, he lived. The night of the storm did not leave him. It thinned with time, but it did not fade. In winter, when the air turned suddenly sharp, he would pause without knowing why. On the road, at the door, at the edge of sleep. There were nights he woke before the cold arrived, his breath already held, the room unchanged, the dark still. Sometimes the cold reached only part of the house. One corner of the room would chill, while the rest remained warm. He never found a reason for it. Years passed. One evening, during a snowfall much like the first, he met her again. She stood on the road ahead of him, alone, as if she had been there for some time. She was young. Her face was pale but calm, her voice gentle when she greeted him. She said her name was Oyuki. They walked together for a while. Their footsteps fell out of time with the wind. Snow gathered on their sleeves and did not melt. Minokichi felt something settle as they spoke. Not fear, but a stillness he remembered. He brought her home. She stayed. They married before the year turned. They lived quietly. They had children. Oyuki was a good wife, patient, attentive, never raised her voice. She moved softly through the house. Her steps were light. Doors made little sound when she passed. Sometimes Minokichi found frost along the inside of the door before dawn. By midday, it would be gone. One thing did not change. She did not age. Years marked Minokichi's face. They did not touch hers. In summer, her hands were cool. In winter, the room felt colder when she sat near the walls. At night, Minokichi would sometimes wake and listen to her breathing. Sometimes he heard it, thin, even. Sometimes he did not. On those nights, the silence lasted too long enough for him to count the space between breaths before sound returned. He kept his promise. Years passed. Then one winter night, snow began to fall again. Not heavily, not at first. The children slept. The fire burned low. The house settled beneath its weight of snow. Oyuki sat sewing by the light. The needle rose and fell. The thread caught and released. Minokichi watched her hands move. The sound of the snow reached him, and with it, the memory. He spoke without meaning to. He told her of a night long ago, of a hut by the road, of an old man who slept and did not wake. He spoke of snowlight, of breath like smoke, of a promise made and carried. Oyuki listened. Her needle stopped. "You should not have told me that," she said. Minokichi looked at her. Her face had changed. The warmth left it. Her eyes grew pale and bright, like ice catching light. "That woman," she said, "was me." The room tightened. The fire dimmed. The cold returned all at once, no longer waiting its turn. Minokichi could not speak. "I spared you once," she said. "I warned you." She rose. Cold pressed in from every side. The walls seemed farther away. The air thinned. "Only the children stay my hand," she said. "Care for them. If you ever cause them sorrow." She did not finish. Snow filled the room, not falling, appearing. The sewing lay where it fell. The fire gave no heat. The door stood open, and she was gone. In the morning, the children asked for their mother. Minokichi had no answer. She was never seen again. But in winters that followed, when storms passed close to the village, people said they sometimes saw a woman in white standing just beyond the road, watching.